Guys, Quickie Baby uploaded a video on the SDT 58 Vlkodav, which means I can finally make my own review a day after. I wish Quickie Baby would throw me a bone and say, hey, look, I'm gonna be uploading a video this day. Can you? Quickie Baby, can you? Anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you right off the rip. This thing is fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed playing it. Of course I did. It's a double barrel. I love my double barrels. I'm sure you guys know that. However, this double barrel has a bonus for it. And no other tank has it except the SFAC. The SFAC is the only one that has it. But first, okay, let's look. DPM. This is actually pretty respectable DPM considering its alpha damage and that it's a double barrel. So, you know, I've seen worse reloads on single shooter guns, right? So that's not too bad. 9 seconds to do 390. That's good. Penetration 245. Who cares? What's the gold pen? 294. That's all right. I mean, it could be better, but it'll get the job done, I guess. You're not going through E100 turrets. You know, that's not happening. So 3-second charge up time. That's kind of standard, right? This Object 7032, same thing. 3 seconds. Same thing with the changing guns. You shoot one shell and then you switch to the other one. It takes 5 seconds. It's the same thing. However, unlike the 703, the aim time is not horrendous and the accuracy is mediocre, and the 703's accuracy I think is terrible. But dispersion factors, they're kind of they're not that great, but this is where the tank's specialty comes in, because like the SFAC, when you charge a double, and yes, it says enter siege mode, this is not siege mode, this is just what Tanks GG calls it. For double barrels it means firing a double. Okay, keep an eye on dispersion factors. Oh, look at that. Now, it's not quite like the SFAC. The SFAC, I think, goes to 0.01, which is amazing. I love that thing. But this is still really good. This is like a T100 LT, which basically doesn't have to aim ever. So, you know, quite frankly, you don't have to run vert stabs on this. Now, I know there's players that pretty much never fire a double, and I'm the complete opposite. I pretty much always fire a double, because I always want to trade as much as I can. Even if it costs DPM, trades are usually better off. Because, you know, unless you're in a brawl, you don't need DPM. So the fact that I basically always fire a double and I have T100 LT gun dispersion factors means that this tank is just great. Like, I really like playing it. Shell velocity is okay. I mean, what's the AP one? 920? So yeah, let's just spam gold, okay, guys? It's 2025. If you can't afford to spam gold in 2025, then I suggest you watch my frontline video so you can actually get some motion, you know, get the bag. Holy shit. Anyway, 50 kilometers per hour top speed, that's pretty standard for a medium. 16 reverse, I don't know if that's standard or not, but yeah, it could be improved. I mean, we're going to slap a turbo on this anyway, so we'll get to 20. Power to weight, 19, that's pretty standard. Anything else? 8 degrees of gun depression, because of course, everything has to be a hull down tank, right? Well, yeah, I mean, you know, I don't think gun depression is the problem. I think excessive turret armor is the problem. And speaking of turret armor, okay, first, we got the health here, and, you know, the camel shows it's poor, but that's because it's what happens when you fire a double, right? So, yeah, actually, if you didn't know that, firing a double does, in fact, cut your camo in half for firing, right? The second value is firing, right? So stationary, moving, stationary firing, moving firing. Yes, it cuts, because I guess 2 barrels are firing, so it's twice as bad. But anyway, to the armor. Interestingly, the fact that this tank has this cool feature, and that it's decently mobile and has decent gun handling and all that, or decent DPM and good alpha, you would expect it to not have any armor. But like the Lissac on the RU server, which is a heavy that does 490, this 390 medium actually does have some armor, kind of. It's not amazing, and to be honest, like to 100% honest, this is kind of what you would expect for medium tank armor in like 2016, and it's kind of how it should be, right? Standard rounds, you could pen, you might not pen. The hull, it's only good if you angle it excessively, and then people shoot your side. You load gold, you don't have armor. What about if you use your gun depression? You have armor? Not really. So, yeah, this is kind of what you would expect for a medium tank. I mean, not like a 2025 medium, but, you know, how medium should be. like on the RU server, it still retains its spaced armor, so that's pretty nice. And so, even though that this tank doesn't do 490, like on the RU server, and doesn't have very thick hull armor, like on the RU server, the fact that it's fast and can, has these dispersion factors, it actually means this tank is probably as fun as the Russian server one. So, I'm happy to see that. Okay. Anything other worthy of note? Does have a small cupola, right? But, you load gold, you go through the turrets. What about the gun mantlet? Yeah, between the guns. It's kind of funny, the 703 heavy at tier 8, it's 250 or 240. You go up to tier 9, medium, they said, okay, we'll bump it up to 270. So it'll stop standard rounds, but yeah, it's not going to stop gold rounds, right? What else? You got auto ricochet upper plate, but, it's got this weird triangular region. Like, it's a very interesting way to design a tank. It's almost as if this... the tank design was not in any CAD software, but in a video game 3D modeling software, because everything's a triangle in 3D graphics, right? Okay, fucking nerd. So, what equipment would you put on this? This is actually quite challenging, because, well, obviously you're going to put a turbo, right? Okay, duh, turbo. And you're obviously going to put hardening. And if you don't put hardening, you're a dummy. Because guys, you don't need a rammer, or you can't put a rammer on this. So, it's not like this is taking up a slot. So, what's the last slot, right? What it could be anything, really. Looking at this, let's see here. You could put ventilation, get your reload down a little bit, and bump up your view range. Mainly the view range is why you would probably use vents. And the reload is a bonus. And I guess the accuracy, although, look, 0.35, 0.36. Are you going to notice that? The answer is no, you're not going to notice that. Can you get to max view range if you run food, BIA, recon, and situational awareness? No, you can't quite get to max view range. Although your accuracy did get a little bit better. However, there is a field mod that increases your view range. Let's just, let's do that. Right there. It takes you to 450, but it does cut your top speed, right? You go from 53 to 57, man. I don't know, 57? This is pretty fast for a medium. It's almost 60, right? And if you use engineering, wherever the hell it is, there it is, 58. Does this go up if you put, vent purge? Because it's a crew skill? Yeah, it does. Okay. And then, well, your view range is kind of crapped. In that case, maybe you want to do vents. Or not vents, you were doing vents right now. Maybe you want to do optics. Now you got some nice view range and you can spot for yourself. And, this is actually a pretty lethal combo, right? You're fast, you get into position, you spot someone, and then you double them while moving, right? And then you pull back behind cover because you got good reverse speed. That's a pretty good combo. Speaking of reverse speed, there is another one that increases your reverse speed at the cost of camo. Now, this is kind of do you really want to do this? I mean, it's a medium tank after all. Do you really want to kill your camo? What happens if you get on Malinovka or Prokhorovka? Yeah, they're going to be getting lit. But the alternative is probably even worse. Sure, you get some nice camo, but your reverse speed has reduced. And reverse speed is very important in World of Tanks. Especially since this is a double barrel. Which means when you fire, it'll jolt you back up to your top speed almost instantly. So if you cap your top speed, or your if you double, it will jolt you up to your reverse speed, right? Straight to your top reverse speed. But if you cap it, well, you're getting limited use out of that. You do this, now it's 22. You could pull around a corner very quickly. And that's actually what's really nice. Come around a corner, you pre-charge the double, right? You pre-charge it around the corner. You can do that, right? You fire, and then you instantly pull back around the corner because the double barrel recoil sends you back around the corner. It's a very good combo. But it kills your camo. But then, maybe we should do low noise. So I get the best of both worlds. I get to have my cake and eat it. I get to reverse around a corner quickly, and I'm not useless on big open maps. But then you gotta consider that you do not have view range. So maybe you want two setups, actually. Maybe on your city maps, you want this. So you can get yourself a bit of a good reload. And then you don't care about your camo. You don't care about your view range. Now, on big open maps, maybe you want to switch to your second loadout, which is an exhaust and optics. You don't have hardening. Yeah, kind of a downside. But look, you got camo, you got view range, and you've got reverse speed. Is there anything you cannot do? I mean, alternatively, if you really wanted to, you could do the cope setup where you get your dispersion as low as you can. But to be honest, 0.34 is not the worst thing of all time. But, you know, for demonstration purposes, we can do it. There, 0.30, very good leopard accuracy. Maybe you want this on your Malinovka, but you're just going to have to accept the fact that you don't have view range and you certainly don't have camo. So it's completely up to you. What did I use in my videos? I think I just used this. Yeah, I was kind of lazy, and I just was like, oh, okay, no rammer? All right, vert stabs. It doesn't need vert stabs, I don't think. I mean, it'll help you with your single shots, right? If you're a person who shoots singles a lot, you probably want vert stabs. However, I always fire doubles, so it doesn't really do much. Anyway, that's a lot of yapping. So let's get on to the replay, and what a replay it is. Okay, so the Vlkodav, the Vlkodav, I'm gonna call it the Lissac, okay? Don't mind me. I'm gonna take it to the heavy flank, even though I am not top tier, and this is a medium. Where do you think all the HP is? It's obviously in the heavy flank, and that's just kind of how it is. Anyway, can I hit this? Can I hit this guy? Let's see. Oh, it went right over his head, man. If that had hit, if only. Anyway, let's get to the heavy flank, because that's just kind of how it is if you want a huge damage game, right? You gotta take your medium to the heavy flank. I mean, for example, you saw this in Daki's video of the XM69 hacker. He was on Studzanki, and he even said, this is not the best place to take it, that place being the factory. However, that's where all the HP is. Now, this tank has worse armor than the XM69, I guess, tier for tier. The XM can be penned kind of reliably through the gun mantlet with gold, and this thing can be penned in the cheeks with gold. So, there you go. However, that tank has such good gun handling that you could sort of play a CSGO type of game, right? Basically, you pop out, snapshot, wiggle your turret, and avoid getting shot. Now, of course, I wouldn't recommend this, and he even said this in his video, I wouldn't recommend this for the layman, the average player, because... Oh, wait, I'm waiting for the perfect shot. Turn. Oh. Yeah. I wasn't confident the double would hit, and as you can see, one of the shots actually missed, and oh, come on, can I charge a double? No, I don't have enough time to charge double. So we're not off to a great start. I mean, I want to fire doubles, and I've only landed one single, but oh well, it's fine. I didn't commit to the heavy flank because it was just a 60 TP and a T30 against God knows how many people are gonna come here, right? So I'm playing it relatively safe at the moment. But yes, in Daki's video, he was talking about how you should take your medium to the heavy flank, although it's tricky. It's very easy to get yourself killed very easily, or lose a lot more HP than you should. And that's just kind of how it is in World of Tanks. If you want to have big damage games, you have to take your medium, or your tank destroyer, or fuck, even your light tank, to the heavy flank. And here I come over, because it seems that we can take care of this, and there we go. Amazing. I didn't even take a return shot. I'd say that's a trade well done. Why would I DPM fight a 140 when I could trade for 800 almost? And I only have a single loaded, so I fire single. So, are you a green player and you want to get high damage games? And look at this guy. He's so pissed at my double shot, right? Look at this. Come on, ram. Nope, couldn't ram him. Just how obnoxious. I'm trying to gun block because I have 2 guns after all, but already finishes him off. So like, yeah, you know, what can you expect from these fucking players? I keep getting interrupted. If you take your medium to the heavy flank or your tank destroyer to the heavy flank, you might not do so well. You know, you might be better off taking your medium to the medium flank. You'll probably do an average amount of damage, play relatively safely, and conserve your HP, etc., etc. And that's a perfectly fine way to play. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a more chill gameplay. However, if you want 10,000 damage games, or, you know, just big games in general, you're gonna have to take your tank to where the HP is, even if has no armor. And so you could continue playing the way you play, taking your medium tank to the medium flank. And yeah, I hit those apparently. But if you do that, you know, you'll have an average game. If you take your medium tank or tank destroyer to the heavy flank, you might not do so well initially. You might actually start performing worse and your stats will start dropping. And I get lit here, so I know it's the Manticore. That's why I'm looking over here. But eventually, you might figure it out. You might figure out how to play basically CSGO, right? Poke very efficiently, don't take return shots, put in 3 shots for every time the enemy heavy misses. And once you figure that out, you're going to be having really big damage games. And another double miss. Maybe I should do cope equipment. What do you think? And this fucking arty has been on my cock the whole game, man. Like right from the start. Look at this. Shot me here, and then in the middle he splashed me, but didn't do any damage. He only stunned me, which means I couldn't reload to kill the 140, and now he's shot me twice again. What an absolute asshole. So, I have taken my medium to the heavy flank, but I didn't get an extreme amount out of it. Actually, looking at the map, I might have gotten more damage at the other side of the map. And that's a fair assessment to make. But I'd also probably be dead because there's a G-Sword tank. But more importantly, oh wait, do I hit this? Yeah, it's not so good. It's not so good. I'm missing a lot of these doubles and we're down 5,000 HP. That's kind of why this game becomes a very close game. And okay, that one missed as well. It's because had I hit all of these shots, the game would have been over a while ago. But here we are. But yeah, if I went to the other flank, there's a Object 704, a Waffle, and a XM. They probably would have killed me. Anyway, do I charge the double? Yes, I'm charging the double, and I actually got him. It kind of looked like it missed. However, there is a bit of lag compensation. I do have 140 ping after all. So, on my end, I was aiming properly. The reticle lagged a little bit because of lag, but lag compensation kicked in. Anyway, okay, 3.8k, it's not the greatest score of all time, but we've got a carry on our hands because we are down on HP. And this E50 needs help from the G-Sword tank. I have to help him. He killed him. Okay, fine. It's up to me and this Manti to kill this G-Sword tank, and we have to, okay? We can't waste time. For all we know, those tank destroyers could be coming. Unlikely, but he could be coming. And I need to help this Manticore survive. He's my eyes. I can't spot the TDs without him. So, pre-charge, and perfect. So, it's me on 700 HP and a Manticore on 800 HP versus all of their very healthy tank destroyers who are camping. I'm abandoning A2 and A3 because I'm not confident I can get there without being spotted if the tank destroyers so choose to move up to around this area. This, although it kind of has camo, it's also huge, so you're going to be poking out of bushes, right? And also, trying to dig out tank destroyers on this map is equivalent to about bashing your head against a brick wall. It's about the same feeling. So you know what? we're down on HP, we're down on guns because arty is, you know, doesn't really count. And they're all tank destroyers. We're gonna camp. We're gonna make them push us. They'll probably do it because, sure, triangle means camp and bush. However, they all are pretty healthy. So eventually they'll probably realize or get bored or whatever, and they'll think, oh, yeah, you know, we'll finish off the last two guys, right? They're one-shots. I don't know what gun the Waffle's using, but I'm certainly a one-shot for a high roll for the 704. Luckily, though, I'm using hardening, which means he has to high roll me. It's not a guaranteed one-shot. And even if the Waffle's using the small gun, there's basically no chance he high roll kills me, right? With hardening, he could kill me. So, I'm choking up on my words. If he's using the small gun and I'm using hardening, he can't really kill me. If he's using the small gun and I'm not using hardening, he could kill me. So this Manticore's my eyes. He's spotting for me if anybody moves up. And I'm looking this way because he's got the other side covered. And this arty, he will spot them by dying, right? But presumably, when a tank fires, doesn't really have much camo when it fires, the arty might be able to see them. So I'm aiming over here. Now this Manticore actually moves up to this bush here. It's a good idea, I think. I don't think the TDs would have made it. You know, they could push up and get to around this ridge here, but they're probably not smart enough to do that. They are tank destroyers after all. They are probably just going to trundle their way along here and sit in this bush. To which case, this Manticore will be able to see them and also see the field. So the Manticore is actually a pretty good player. And he has a score of 180. So he's played that tank a bit. You know, a little bit. He knows what to do. He's actually moving up along this this range here. So there's a chance he's going to spot someone over here. I move up closer because they're out of render right now. I'm not so confident to move up just yet because there could be a tank destroyers back there. And I don't want to find out the hard way. If this Manticore moves up anymore, I will probably push up. Probably. This is, I'm thinking, I don't remember what I did back then, but I'm thinking what I would do right now. So he moves up, he gets out of my render, okay? I cannot really help him now. Do I move up? I'm contemplating it here. You see I'm zoomed out, I'm looking here. I'm thinking right now, the cogs in my head are going. I think maybe I'm waiting for him to get to here. And if he gets to here, he'll spot this. If they're not there, then, well, they're probably somewhere around here, right? I told him, okay, I pinged the map. I told him, actually go to this rock. You might be able to spot them here. Because I don't think those tanks have very good view range. I think he can make it there. Oh, he spotted the 704. Okay, he needs help again. I gotta help him, okay? That's kind of my job, right? For the other guy, I forget what was the guy I killed before? The G-Sor tank. He was providing a distraction. I was doing the shooting. Now he is, oh, look at that. He is spotting for me and I should be doing the shooting. That XM has gone to the A2 corner. So he was decently healthy. Had I sat there, he could have YOLO'd me. Even though I get a double off, I don't think it'd be enough to kill him. So I gotta move up. Where's the Waffle? Okay, I'm poking here. I'm trying to keep that tree between me and where the Waffle would be. Kind of. It's, you know, it's kind of hard, but... Let's see, did my 6th sense go off? No. Okay, so he must be further back. Do I take the high road? Well, if he's at A5, he'll probably see me and shoot me. So I'm just gonna take this quick path here. Do I get spotted for doing this? I do get spotted, and then, okay, I know where he is. He's exactly where that tree is down right there. He's where that tree has fallen, he's there. And I say in chat, spotted. So, and oh wow, okay, the arty actually killed the 704. We got 2 minutes to dig out 2k HP that's dug in sniping positions. So I said, come spot Waffle, please. I'd really not want to lose my HP because I'm gonna need it against the XM, right? And, uh-oh. Pre-charge, you put a shot into me? Yeah, eat that one. He actually high rolled 633. Had I not had hardening, I'd be dead. And this game would have been a draw. But I survive. So, I'm gonna load another 2 shells and try to double him again. It's gonna be kind of difficult, but okay, maybe they already splashed him. He should be pretty much a guaranteed double. So, Manicore, okay, you're gonna go that way. Okay, I'm gonna come this way. We're gonna jump him at the same time. Ready? Set. Oh, I see a tree fall. Pre-charge, and... I don't actually kill him. I low roll. But he finishes him off. And had I not pre-charged, it might have given him enough reaction time to shoot me. So, pre-charging, the way to go. 6,000 damage. How do we kill this XM now? He is dug in, and we've got 1 minute. All right, Manticore, it's kind of on you. Okay, you spotted him. Do I charge a double? Yeah. Stop edging me. Okay. Missed. Okay. Lord Wasson. You're gonna have to, you have to spot him again. Okay, there we go. Charge and... Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. There we go. Yeah, 6.5k. Kind of took a while to do it. And it's not the greatest score of all time, but... Yeah. Very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah. I don't know, like... Being able to double the waffle and then double him again, very nice. I've limit my exposure time. I traded a 633. In return, I did 842 to him. So that's, I fucking smacked him. And then, again, I come over the ridge, pre-charged it, and fired it before he had enough of a reaction to shoot me back. 733. Unfortunately, it was a low roll. Most times, though, I would have killed him. Just like that, I poked twice, he's dead. I only took 1 shot. That guy, he kind of edged me a little bit, but I ended up landing the double. And he's dead. Again, had I landed the double earlier when he was here, this wouldn't even have been a problem. But, well, you know, RNG was like, hey, well, I'll make you miss this shot. Don't worry. You'll hit the one that matters at the end. It'll make for a very good replay. Great. Good stuff. Thanks, World of Tanks. Anyway, that was quite entertaining. I really enjoy this tank. Am I gonna gamble for it? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Anyway, off to the next replay. You know what? Thinking about it, there is a possibility that wargaming brings back tier 9 frontline. What with all of these new premium tanks. And, you know, I would actually look forward to that, especially with this vehicle. So, I would actually maybe gamble for this just to play it in frontline, because, to be honest, tier 8 frontline, it's fun, but it's kind of stale in that I basically only play 2 tanks, because they're the 2 best tanks to fire standard ammo in, for, you know, credit maxing, as if I needed to do that. And that's the Grom and the SVAC. I don't even play the BZ or Skoda anymore. I literally just play the Grom and SVAC. Sorry guys, my game crashed, so I had to remove some skin mods that I had installed, so let's just get right back to it. I completely forgot what I was talking about. I think it was something to do with Frontline. It had something to do with Frontline and... Oh yeah, tier 8 Frontline and the premium tanks. And how I would actually like a tier 9 frontline. I wouldn't mind it. But we have enough tier 9 premiums to make it interesting. Farm some credits. And when I say tier 9 frontline, I don't mean it's tier 8 and then it transitions to tier 9. Although I don't like it. It's not as bad now because there's actually some fun tier 9s to play, right? Back then it was like, you want to play your premium or some tech tree tank where you're gonna lose all your credits playing. Ah, yes, 850. This tank's so good. Always fire a double. There's no reason to fire a single. But yeah, if Wargaming were to just add like a frontline that was only tier 9, you just load it up into tier 9 tank and it was tier 9 throughout the whole battle, I would very much enjoy that. And I actually might just gamble for this tank. Just for the hope that they add tier 9 frontline one day. And look, the turret armor actually held up. Even if that Skoda was firing gold, I think it's like 245 at best. He's still not going to pen my turret. So that's quite nice. And I think this thing would slap in frontline. So you know what? Here's how it's going to go. Whatever money this video makes, I will use it to buy loot boxes. I know you guys are so happy that you watch ads so that I can gamble. The thing is though, it's like it's not like, oh, I can't afford it. It's more like, fuck, man. I just don't want to give Wargaming money, okay? Really, I just don't. I don't want to give them anything. I can't stand them. They can't stand me. I mean, my name is Lebanese right now because chems is a blocked word. Like, what kind of pathetic dork nerd is like, yeah, I hate him so much, I'm gonna block his name. What the fuck's the matter with you? However, I could say this is oh look, another double 845, 2 double high rolls. This guy's on 5 HP. And like, if I had shot one, poked again, shot the second one, maybe that shit pack would have shot me in the turret with his 320 heat. And, you know, I would have lost HP there. So always fire a double. But anyway, you know, I could write this off as a business expense if the money doesn't actually come out of my own pocket. And, like... oh, look at these two nerds. They're like, I'm gonna fight the tier 9 double barrel medium in my tier 8 medium. They both YOLO poked to put a shot into me and then backed up and got shot to shit because my 2 allies shot him. So, yeah, I hope it was worth it, you nerds. And why is my T-54 and Lorraine still camping at the back, bro? You're top tier. But anyway, here's my rationale. I played this game. Playing this game allowed me to get another tank. Sure, there was a video and money middleman, but effectively, I played World of Tanks, and as a result, I got this tank. Do you see my, you know, this? You see my little rationale there? And if you're wondering, hey, chems, don't you have this tank? I'm watching you play this tank right now. Why did you charge a double? I don't know why I charged a double. Maybe I just wanted a big boom. You know, sometimes I like hearing this thing go. But yeah, chems, aren't you playing this on your account right now? I mean, it says your name on it. Funny you should say that. Look, the less questions you ask, the better. And quite frankly, Wargaming knows what I'm doing. It doesn't matter that they know. It's not gonna stop me. You know, I'll just keep cycling them in. But anyway, enough of that. There's a GST term, another loot box shitter tank. Well, I say another. Another in that there are so many, man. I was like, why did Wargaming keep adding dog shit premiums? I mean, what they used to make a whole bunch of OP premiums, presumably because it paid out well. Now they make dog shit premiums. Well, because it's loot box filler. We genuinely get the worst of both worlds. It's not enough that we pay for OP premiums. Now we pay for dog shit premiums in the hopes that we might get an OP one. It's actually horrendous and shit. And that's part of the reason why I just don't want to give them money. Like, what the fuck is this? You're telling me I get to gamble out of like 50... Is it tiered? Is it tiered loot boxes? I don't know if the waffle event is tiered. If it's tiered loot boxes, you're telling me I have to gamble for 50 bullshit things just to get this tank? This one that I want? Yeah, I'm not a sucker. I'll be completely honest. It doesn't matter how much money anybody has. I'm not a sucker. I'm not partaking in this. However, again, my rationale, you know, mental gymnastics may it be. You could make the argument, I played this game, and as a result, I got this tank, right? Sure, there was a bit of the whole middleman. I made a video, it gave me money. I used that money to get loot boxes to get this tank. Yeah, okay, whatever, you know, hush, quiet. I don't want to think about it too much, okay? Let me just have my big double barrel gun. And again, I doubled. Why didn't you fire singles? You need DPM to kill this guy quickly. Well, there's always a chance I put one shot into him, he turns around and perma-stares me. And then I could take a hit from him, but then I'm on 100 HP, right? And there's plenty of more people here to farm. Plus, he was on 100 HP when I doubled him. I don't care. And look, I'm loaded to double this guy now. So really, like, just fire a double. Apart from being in a DPM brawl, where you absolutely have to kill this guy as soon as possible, just fire a double. And look, these guys are staring me down. I don't need DPM. I'm just gonna reload a double, wait for them to stare at someone else. Right? See this sorry gem, he's staring me down. Wait for him to, oh, he's looking at someone else. Let's pre-charge it. Oh, he's looking back. Okay, he's not looking. Pre-charge it and, oh, well. Yeah. fire a double, fire a single, doesn't matter. I was a one-shot to him anyway, right? But yeah, look, 6,000 damage in 15-3. Like, this is a shit game, 15-3, but I still managed to take 6,000 damage because whenever I had an opportunity to shoot someone, I did a double to get the most out of it in one shot. Then I just leave that person, okay? They're on 100 HP. I don't care about 100 HP. I don't. Let's just reload a double and get to the next guy who has a lot of HP. And there you go, 6,200. And guys, now that wargaming made it so tier 9s actually make more credits, like, I don't know if you know this, but one of the things they did for WOT 2.0 was they made it so that tier 9 premiums actually make more credits because their repair costs were higher. And so they made them generate more credits to compensate, right? So if this tank can pull 6k doing, you know, the bare minimum, basically, just firing doubles even, only, and, you know, they make more credits now, I am firing full gold, but quite frankly, I still make a lot of credits firing full gold with a clan booster, a personal booster, etc. Yeah, this thing prints credits, and if you fire standard, it will print a lot of credits. So you know what? If you want me to gamble for this tank in the hopes that one day they make a tier 9 frontline that I can play, you know, I guess you could support the video by liking it and sharing it so that, you know, the algorithm gets happy, it shows to more people, make more money. And you know what? Maybe I'll even post how much money this video made. I will use the exact amount, or round it to the nearest loot box, the exact amount to buy as many loot boxes as I can, and then I'll open them and I'll put it in a video, maybe a funny moments video. I don't know. I don't do funny moments video anymore, but maybe I will. What do you guys think of that, hey? You can help me buy this premium by, you don't even have to donate. You don't have to Patreon or any of that crap. You could just like it, maybe share it, whatever. Anyway, thank you for watching. Oh, maybe I should say, is it worth gambling for this tank? Well, if it's not tiered loot boxes, it's just normal loot boxes, maybe you could. If you have a lot of premiums already and you're pretty much guaranteed to get this, sure. If it's tiered loot boxes though, you know what? Probably just hold off. They will, this thing's not overpowered, all right? They will probably sell it again. Didn't they put the Grom in the tiered loot boxes for the Raumfalter event? And everybody was like, oh, I really want the Grom. And didn't they sell the Grom after, like a month or 2 months after anyway? So they will probably sell this again. But still, we'll do this little fun little thing where I pay for loot boxes with money you guys helped me get. How's that sound? But let's not talk about the money. Let's just say, well, I already said it. Okay, whatever. Yeah. I really enjoyed this tank. If you enjoy double barrels, you'll probably enjoy this tank as well. Learn to pre-charge and you will be cooking. So yeah, anyway, hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for watching.